Hello and welcome. This is Charlie Pellerin narrating workshop slides for you. I'm doing this so you can do your own workshops. Let's see, our first slide here, that's kind of a notional picture of context and the interrelationship between people driving it. And why are we here to manage the fifth force, which is team social context? Because it drives behaviors, performance, and risk, not to mention perception. Okay. I'd like to just start off with a chart early that shows you why you should pay attention to this. Learning what's in these charts will help you enhance your team's performance, lower your team's risk, develop everyone in your team's leadership ability simultaneously, far more efficient than any other method. I'm going to begin with some agreements that we're going to make together for two reasons. One is that we'd like to have an efficient workshop experience, and the second is for you to find out how you deal with agreements. The first agreement I'd like to make, and I'd like my second chair to write this down on the chart here, is that we're going to have a countdown clock running after each break and after lunch. I'd like you to agree right now that when the clock hits 0, you'll be in your seat ready to go. I want to give you a suggestion. Those of you that are in your seats, if others are risk breaking their agreement, you might want to just start some regular clapping together to help them notice what's going on. Now, I don't know where this expression sit down and learn came from, but it's nonsense. So once you're in your seat and we've restarted class with whatever the activity is, then particularly if it's lecture mode and you're not busy in a group, feel free to get up and walk around, get what you want, stand up. And in fact, I've read some recent research on human physiology. And it's fascinating. It turns out the most deadly thing in your life is your office chair. All kinds of toxins accumulate in your body. And the remedy to this is to stand up and move. I think you can do all manner of things, but something that flexes these big muscles is the best for getting something going in your body. So every 20, 30 minutes between breaks, I'm going to say, let's stand up and stretch and exercise. Next agreement I'd like you to make is to be fully attentive in class, and that means no email, no phones, no PDAs, and no side conversations. So I'd like to go a little farther. If you're having a side conversation, I'd like your permission to ask you what you're talking about. Now, I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. If you want to pass, just say pass. And then I'll freely use these things at breaks, and I'll have a break about every 50 minutes for you, 10-minute break or a little longer if you need it, depending on, we got a difficult restroom situation. That's time to talk with your colleagues, check your email, make phone calls. The third agreement is that you're going to manage your contribution. I'd like you to agree that you will offer your perspective into the larger group and the opportunities we have to talk at least twice per day. Now, this is not a written agreement, but it's incredibly important. What we're here to do is to combine your expertise and content and issues and concerns and thoughts with 4D Systems processes and move right up this vector towards making a high-performance context. So we'll have very structured things. One of the first things we're going to do is 3 diagnostics. We'll be measuring the innate personality of your team and charting it. We'll be measuring the culture of your team. We'll be measuring mindsets which drive performance. And actually it give you the risk of being fired if you're a project manager and get it wrong. Then you're going to investigate the underlying core of what leadership effectiveness is about, and probably not surprisingly, you're going to find it's mindset or attitude. We're going to come back to this over and over. What you hold as your attitudes is incredibly important as a platform for action. We're going to use the 4D system to separate attitude or mindset into 2 components, thoughts and emotions, and you're going to practice learning how to manage those. Then we'll go through the 8 behaviors, and they're the same ones that are in chapters in my book, the same ones in your assessments. Repetition is a real big piece of our whole learning approach. And early on, you're going to identify the uncomfortable realities your team doesn't want to address. And then we will prioritize those, and you'll work on with the context shifting worksheet. Now here's what's really important. I'd like you all to get in your mind right now and agree that what we're going to do together is go up this 45-degree line working on processes. This is not a place to have unstructured conversations. If you want to have those, you should, create another forum without me and my other 4D people to just go and talk like you do at work, because that's not what we're here to do. Is everybody clear on all this? This is what we don't want, is to have you just doing your same habitual storyline exchanges with people. If you do that, you've missed a great opportunity here. I want you to find the red card on your desk. This is your speaking space management tool. When people get off the track and get down on the red axis, I want you to show the red card and stop it, whether it's me, them, or anybody else. Now, I want you to do this, and I can do it, and I may have to do it, but it's more important for you to learn to manage the conversation in your team, because this will serve you back at work. Everything we're doing is getting you ready to go back at work and be more efficient. Here's another really crucial point. If any agreement's not working for you personally, come renegotiate it. You can talk to me or the second chair and change it. It's a really important life habit to change agreements before you break them. I want you to find the green card on your desk. What do you think that's for? That's right, that's for go. And so there'll be times when I think a really important point has been closed and I want to have a positive statement from everyone that you've gotten it, you understand it, you're ready to move on. So ask for a card check. What do you think the yellow card's for? Caution? No, it's not for caution. It has a biological meaning. What this is for is when you ever start to feel like this, I don't want you to be in this space. So if you've got to take care of yourself by going to the restroom, I'd like you to show me the yellow card as you walk out the door so I'll know where you're going. Otherwise, I might think you're not coming back or something. Okay, everyone on board? Come up and sign your agreements. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is that as you go through each agreement, you should raise your hand. That's an NLP technique. And ask them to raise their hands if they agree, and you'll get all the hands go up almost without any doubt at all. That finishes up our first agreements part. Thank you for listening, and there are 35 more for your enjoyment, pleasure. Have a great day wherever you are.